want to thank our panel. Thank you for your service. You all mentioned the importance of cultivating diverse and effective leaders in your services. As you know, the Supreme Court in Students for Fair Admissions versus Harvard exempted the service academies from its affirmative action ruling in a footnote to the decision. Although I strongly believe this double standard demonstrates the flaws in the court's majority decision, I suspect that the decision to include that exemption was rooted in the fact that affirmative action, which does still exist, is necessary for national security. What specific initiatives and programs have been implemented by your service academy to foster a more diverse and inclusive environment for cadets and midshipmen? Lieutenant General Gilland, it's good to see you again. And I know in a couple of weeks, the military academy will be coming to my district to promote the academy and to see firsthand the opportunities that are available. So thank you for that.
Representative Horsford, thanks for the question. It's good to see you. The initiatives that we have through our admissions office is that we have what's called the Leadership, Ethics, and Diversity workshops and seminars that go out to various areas in our country to promote awareness of the military academy, but then also our armed forces, the Army specifically. We go into different areas, specifically schools, looking at middle schools and high schools in order to essentially plant the seed into young men and women, and that there are tremendous opportunities that reside within service in our armed forces and at the service academies. We also have STEM workshops that are conducted both at West Point, but we also we have teams that will go to different areas and really to focus on middle school students in order to expose them to the STEM areas in order to, again, to identify those who may have the interest, the desire to serve their nation, but also these are the topics that we have in study at the respective service academies and to present the opportunities that are available to our young men and women across our nation.
To that end, how are the service academies collaborating with communities to enhance recruitment efforts, and how can Congress assist in those efforts?
Sir, I believe that it's a team effort. Given that every state is represented at the United States service academies or the military service academies, we have to work together in identifying those young men and women who are within your districts and states and communities for their passion for service to our nation, and then are they qualified respectively across a host of different considerations to go to a service academy. There's also many different ways to serve, which includes ROTC, enlistment into our armed forces, et cetera. But what we do is we want to work collaboratively with you all as the majority of the nominations come from our Congress. We want to work together to identify those young men and women that are in your respective constituents to have the opportunity to come to a military service academy.
It's one of the best parts of this job is nominating constituents to the service academies. I take great pride in the program that my office leads in partnership with our military bases. I have Nellis Air Force Base, Creech Air Force Base, the National Test and Training Range, as well as the Hawthorne Army Depot in Mineral County. And I also wanted to bring up the perspective, and Lieutenant General Clark, maybe you can speak to this. Diversity also means geographic diversity, correct?
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you. I represent 50,000 square miles throughout Nevada, very remote communities that can be considered frontier. So I strongly believe recruitment strategies must meet people where they are. My constituents in these communities are less likely to have reliable internet and often must drive hours to recruitment events. Lieutenant General Clark, how are the U.S. military academies adapting their recruitment strategies to cater to rural communities effectively?
Yes, sir. Thank you for that question. And we go to great efforts. In fact, we added a number of Gold Bar lieutenants as recruiters to our Air Force Academy to work as admissions counselors to go out and conduct that kind of outreach that you're talking about. We also have embedded lieutenants into our recruiting stations as well, so that they can have a base to travel from and extend from there to different areas, especially some of the rural areas. And then finally, we have what we call opportunity districts. And if there's a district
Gentleman's
that
time has expired. Representative Waltz.
Can he finish his statement? He was mid-sentence.
Representative Waltz.